Sadhguru addresses in the first chapter of Karma, a yogi's guide to crafting your destiny. He starts with a powerful truth. Karma is not punishment or reward. Karma is memory. Every action, thought, and emotion you produce leaves an imprint on you. These imprints become the blueprint of your future. Karma isn't coming from outside. It's what you are creating every moment. In Chapter 2, Sadhguru dives into the mechanism of karma. Think of your body, mind, and emotions like software. Your karma is the code that keeps running in the background. For example, if you respond with anger every time you're challenged, that's not just a reaction, it's karmic programming. You're running the same code over and over. This is why, even when you desperately want to change, you find yourself back in the same situations, relationships, or emotions. Karma is not fate. It's just unconscious repetition. And once you're aware of it, you can start rewriting the code. Sadhguru emphasizes that karma is not stored somewhere out there. It's stored in you. Your body holds physical memory, your mind holds psychological memory, and even your energy carries karmic impressions. This is why spiritual traditions emphasize things like posture, diet, breath, and mantra. Every aspect of yogic life is designed to work with karma at its root. It's not superstition, it's inner engineering. He explains that you can either live like a creature of your past or you can consciously shape your future. The key? Responsibility, not blame. One of the most important clarifications in Chapter 3 is the distinction between action and reaction. Most people live in reaction. They act only when provoked by fear, desire, insult, praise, or pain. But real karma yoga begins when you stop being reactive and start being responsive. That is, you act not because something forced you, but because you consciously choose to. Sadhguru says, the moment you become aware that you are the source of your experience, you gain the power to change it. It's a radical shift from victim to creator. In one brilliant analogy, Sadhguru compares karma to soil. Some soil is fertile, some is rocky. But if you're a conscious gardener, you can work with what you have. You don't have to be trapped by your past. You can compost it, use it, and even grow something beautiful from it. He reminds us that our current personality, tendencies, and patterns are not who we are, they're who we've become. And just as you accumulated them, you can also shed them. Karma is not your prison, it's your platform. But only if you know how to use it. Chapter 4 deals with awareness as the gateway to karma transformation. You don't need to change the world around you. You need to shine the light within. Every time you bring conscious attention to your actions, your words, or your thoughts, you're burning old karma. It's like stepping off a treadmill and finally choosing your own path. Yogic practices, breath awareness, and inner silence are not rituals. They're technologies of transformation. Karma is fire, and awareness is the flame that purifies it. Sadhguru also dismantles the fatalistic view of karma. Many people say, it's my karma, to justify their suffering. But karma is not an excuse, it's an explanation. The moment you realize this, you stop outsourcing your life to luck, astrology, or divine punishment. You take ownership. That's the heart of yoga. Not to manipulate life, but to master your inner self. Karma means that you are the author of your life. Whether you write a tragedy or a triumph is up to you. This first part of the book is not just theory, it's deeply practical. Sadhguru gives examples of how everyday actions, from how you eat to how you speak, shape your karmic field. Every moment becomes an opportunity to act with awareness. He says, your karma is your unconscious tendencies made conscious. So even mundane actions become sacred when done with presence. A walk, a smile, a moment of stillness, they're all tools of karma if you use them with awareness. What makes this book so powerful is that it doesn't demand belief, it demands honesty. Sadhguru doesn't tell you what to think. He invites you to look within. What choices are you repeating? What emotions dominate your reactions? What habits are you feeding unconsciously? As you begin to notice, you begin to break free. Karma becomes your teacher, not your tormentor. And the first lesson is this: your life is not happening to you, it's happening from you. In this first part of Karma, a yogi's guide, Sadhguru lays the foundation for a radical kind of freedom, one where you stop reacting and start creating. If you found clarity in this journey through chapters 1 to 4, stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore how karma influences your relationships, your mind, and your deepest desires. Don't forget to like, comment your biggest insight, and subscribe for the next chapter of your conscious evolution. Remember, karma is not in the stars, it's in your hands. In chapters 5 to 8, Sadhguru offers an antidote: Karma Yoga, the path of conscious action. He introduces the idea that every action can be yoga, if done with full awareness and no attachment to results. Karma Yoga is not about becoming a monk, it's about becoming mindful. Sadhguru says, if you do what you're doing with absolute involvement, that is yoga. Whether you're farming, coding, or parenting, your daily actions are your spiritual path, if done consciously. Most people believe karma is shaped by big, dramatic decisions. But Sadhguru reminds us that it's the small, repetitive actions, the tone you use with others, your response to discomfort, your daily habits, that accumulate the most karma. Chapter 5 explains how habitual actions create grooves in your being, just like water carving a channel through stone. He says, every time you repeat an unconscious action, you deepen your bondage. Karma Yoga teaches you how to act without accumulation. No new baggage, just clarity and flow. In Chapter 6, Sadhguru explores how to craft your destiny through conscious living. The key is to stop acting out of compulsion. Most people act from either desire or fear, which means they're not creating karma, they're just recycling it. Karma Yoga asks, can you act without expectation, without fear, without craving? If you can, you are free. The moment you begin to act not for a result, but because it's the right thing to do, your karma becomes a ladder, not a trap. You begin to shape your destiny, not just survive it. One of the most practical teachings in this section is about relationships. Sadhguru says, every relationship is a karmic transaction. That doesn't mean relationships are bad. It means they're powerful. You don't meet people randomly. You draw them based on your karmic tendencies, and how you engage with them either resolves or deepens your karmic patterns. When you constantly expect others to behave a certain way, you're building more karma. But when you love without need, serve without expectation, and walk away without resentment, you're burning karma. Sadhguru offers a deep insight. Love is not something you do. It is the way you are. In karmic relationships, we often act out roles: parent, lover, friend, with unconscious expectations. These roles come with conditions, and those conditions create karma. Karma Yoga invites you to strip away those masks and relate from stillness, not survival. He reminds us that freedom is not found in avoiding relationships. It's found in transforming the way you relate. Even conflict becomes sacred when approached consciously. Chapter 7 shifts the focus to the mind. Sadhguru calls it your most powerful karmic device. Thoughts are not random. They are energy forms carrying karmic momentum. If you keep thinking the same thoughts, you're creating the same karma. But here's the twist. The mind itself isn't the problem. Your identification with it is. The yogic approach isn't to suppress the mind, but to observe it without involvement. When you watch your mind like a passing cloud, it loses its grip. You step out of the cycle. The mind is where most people suffer, not because life is hard, but because thoughts become compulsive. Sadhguru likens the uncontrolled mind to a drunken monkey that never sits still. He emphasizes meditation not as relaxation, but as de-identification. When you stop believing every thought, you weaken karma's grip. He says, you don't have to fix the mind. You have to unhook from it. The moment you see that you are not your mind, the whole game of karma begins to dissolve. By the end of chapter 8, The message is clear. Your karma is not created by fate, society, or even God. It is crafted by how you act, how you think, and how you feel moment by moment. Karma yoga empowers you to turn every moment into spiritual practice. It's not about changing your job, relationships, or beliefs. It's about bringing conscious awareness into whatever you do. When your life becomes yoga, karma stops being a cycle and starts becoming a tool. A tool to shape your highest destiny. This section of the book is deeply empowering because it flips the common narrative. You're not a victim of karma, you are its source and solution. When you take full responsibility, you move from reaction to creation. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do with this?" That shift is where transformation begins. Karma is not punishment. It's the possibility of freedom wrapped in every choice. If chapters 1 to 4 laid the groundwork, then chapters 5 to 8 are the action plan. They teach you how to live, love, and think in ways that liberate, not bind you. In part 3, we'll explore how karma shapes your body, your death, and your liberation, the most intense and transformative section of the book. If you're ready for that next level, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment about what resonated most, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the final part. Until then, live consciously, love unconditionally, and remember, karma is clay, you are the sculptor. In chapter 9, Sadhguru confronts this denial head-on by revealing how karma shapes not just your mind, but also your body. He explains that the body is an accumulated memory formed not just through genetics, but also karmic tendencies. What we call instincts or disorders may have deeper karmic origins. Every posture, pain, and preference holds a karmic fingerprint. That's why yogic practices are designed to not just heal, but transform. Sadhguru emphasizes the intelligence of the body. It is not just a machine, it is a live record of how you've lived. When people develop illnesses, experience chronic pain, or repeat destructive habits, it's often karmic memory expressing itself through the flesh. But here's the liberating truth. If karma created the body, conscious awareness can rewrite its script. Breathwork, mantra, posture, and food are not just health hacks, they're karmic tools. Your body can be a prison, or it can be your liberation vehicle. Chapter 10 dives into karma and death, one of the most profound and sobering sections of the book. Sadhguru explains that at the moment of death, your accumulated karma determines how gracefully or painfully you transition. Dying in unconsciousness causes your karma to linger, prolonging cycles of rebirth. But dying consciously can mean true freedom. Yogis prepare for death, not with fear, but with awareness. He says, if you live consciously, you can die consciously. And if you die consciously, you don't have to come back. He introduces the concept of Mahasamadhi, a yogi's ultimate goal where they exit the body consciously, without accumulating new karma. This isn't superstition, it's the science of transcendence. Mahasamadhi is not suicide, it's graduation. Sadhguru gives real examples of masters who left their bodies without disease, fear, or resistance. They simply completed their karmic cycle and chose to go. This is possible for all humans, not just monks, if one learns how to live without clinging, acting without ego, and surrendering without fear. Chapter 11 reveals the essence of liberation. Moksha isn't a place. It's a state where karma no longer binds you. You don't have to wait for another life to taste freedom. The chains of karma are forged by unconscious reaction. So the more conscious you become, the looser the chains. Sadhguru explains that liberation is not about doing more. It's about doing less, but with absolute awareness. A liberated being doesn't escape the world. They dance in it freely, untouched and unburdened. One powerful metaphor Sadhguru uses is that of a lotus in muddy water. Karma is the mud, but the conscious human is the lotus, rooted in the world, yet rising above it. Whether it's joy or suffering, a yogi uses everything as fuel for transcendence. Liberation isn't about isolation, it's about elevation. He reminds us that if we treat every situation as an opportunity to respond consciously, karma becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. In chapter 12, the final chapter, Sadhguru brings it all together. Living consciously is the ultimate solution. There is no need to fear karma, manipulate life, or avoid action. Instead, every breath becomes an act of choice. Every relationship, every failure, every sunrise becomes a portal for growth. He says, awareness is the only tool you need. Once you begin to observe your own thoughts, feelings, and impulses without becoming them, you are already free, even if the world hasn't changed yet. Living consciously doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means life becomes clear. Sadhguru encourages us not to pursue spiritual highs, but to stay grounded in the ordinary. Wash your dishes, sweep your floor, talk to your neighbor, just do it with full presence. The karma that once trapped you becomes a path you walk with freedom. The game doesn't stop, but now you know how to play it. The message of these final chapters is deeply humbling. You are the creator of your destiny and also the dissolver of it. No external force is punishing or rewarding you. Every step forward is in your hands. And if you've been bound by karma until now, that's okay, because it also means you can unbind yourself. The same mechanism that created bondage can be turned into liberation. All it takes is awareness, responsibility, and surrender. So here we are at the end of Karma, a yogi's guide to crafting your destiny. If you've made it this far, it means something in you is ready to stop reacting and start responding, ready to stop surviving and start living consciously. If this journey has inspired you, leave a comment with your favorite insight, subscribe for more spiritually rich summaries, and share this video with someone who's navigating life's deeper questions. And remember, as Sadhguru says, karma is not in the stars. Karma is in your hands. So craft wisely.